Something breaks. Maybe it's a glass falling to the floor, shattering into pieces you can't put back the same way. Maybe it's a bridge that held for years but finally gives in under too much pressure. Or maybe it's you. Because breaking isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent. It's the moment you realize the version of you that used to handle life can't anymore. The Bible says, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." And that tells us something powerful. God doesn't wait for you on the other side of your healing. He meets you right in the breaking. Breaking isn't just failure. It's the moment your old identity, your old strength, your old ways of coping stop working. And that's terrifying, because now you're exposed. What causes that kind of breaking? Sometimes it's loss, losing someone, something, or even the life you thought you'd have. Sometimes it's betrayal, trust shattered in a moment. Sometimes it's burnout, giving and giving until there's nothing left. Or a sudden moment that changes everything overnight. And when it hits, it feels like everything inside you collapses. Plans fall apart. Confidence disappears. You question who you are. It's like what David expressed when he said, "Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me?" That's the voice of someone in the middle of breaking. But here's the truth we don't like to hear. You can't heal what you refuse to admit is broken. There is a kind of stillness that breaking forces on you. You stop running. You stop pretending. You stop holding everything together. And in that stillness, God begins to speak. Then comes the hardest place, the in-between. The space where your old life is gone, but the new one hasn't begun yet. You're not who you used to be, but you don't know who you're becoming. This is where many people feel lost. You're standing in the rubble of what once was, trying to make sense of it all. But this space, as painful as it is sacred. Because vulnerability lives here. The Bible says, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Not in strength, not in perfection. In weakness, being broken strips away everything fake. It forces honesty. It forces you to see what you were building your life on. And here's the challenge. Don't rush to become who you were before. Because God isn't trying to restore the old version of you. He's building something new. Trying to snap back to your old self can actually stop your growth. Because that version of you couldn't carry what you're about to become. Now comes reconstruction. There's a Japanese art called kintsugi. When a bowl breaks, they don't hide the cracks. They fill them with gold. The broken places become the most beautiful parts. That's what God does. The Bible says He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. But notice, He doesn't erase the wounds. He binds them. He restores them. The gold in your life might look like community, people who walk with you. It might be prayer when you don't even have words. It might be discovering purpose in pain. Romans tells us that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. That means your breaking isn't wasted. You're not just surviving it, you're being transformed by it. And here's something powerful. People who have been broken often become stronger at the very places they once fell apart. Not because they're perfect, but because they've been rebuilt. Then something shifts. Your perspective changes. You stop judging people so quickly because now you understand pain. You see someone struggling, and instead of criticism, you feel compassion. Because you've been there. Your scars, they're no longer something you hide. They become evidence. Evidence that you made it through. The Bible says Jesus still had his scars after the resurrection. That means even in glory the marks remained, but they no longer represented pain. They represented victory. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They are maps of survival. So here's the truth. Breaking is not the end. It's the turning point. It's where God begins to rebuild something deeper, stronger, more real. You started as something whole, but fragile. You may feel shattered now, but when God is done, you won't just be restored. You'll be refined, because sometimes the most beautiful light doesn't shine on the surface. It shines through the cracks. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Sight Kids and Niños Con Vision.